Welcome to another video where we will analyze Ethereum and see what will likely happen in the next few months, because we are reaching the top of the bull market. Now we are here right almost at the top of the all-time high, and price spiked and then it reacted down. Now this is not a good sign. We want it to continue and take it over and then bounce, because that will tell us, okay, this is the new situation that we have. But since it failed to take the high, we can expect a few things. First, notice that there is this double top that was there for months. It was since November, December. It was almost a year since it was created, and everybody was expecting it to go up after maybe bouncing on this level and then consuming this. Since there's a double top, price is attracted to that level, but that didn't happen. Price went all the way down to this level, to 1,500, and then it bounced. And when it did, it went very hard on it and consumed it, and it went further until it hit these two levels, this area here. So what will happen next is, we don't know what will happen next, but we can make some guesses, educated guesses on what could possibly continue happening. So notice this fair value gap here. This is the weekly chart, by the way. This is a very important area. If price hits here, it's likely to bounce because it's a strong area. But since it took this liquidity, all of this liquidity that was resting here, it's likely that this level won't hold up, meaning price has tendency to fight between this liquidity that is taken, that indicates that we are going to go down, and this value gap that was created, that means we are maybe bouncing. But in my opinion, the move down, this liquidity that was consumed is stronger than this potential fair value gap, which is also a resistance here at the level 4,000. So what will happen likely is that it will bounce around, it will do this, it will have a weak reaction, not very strong, and then consume it, and either go to this level, it will consume all this level, which is the 3,300, and then we will see and wait for a reaction and see if there is an inverse, a fair value gap inverse formed that may indicate a reversal to the upside. And once it reaches the upside, we expect it to go to 5,000 and maybe even 6,000 or somewhere around those numbers, but not much further beyond that. But alternatively, what it could happen is that price bounces here, creates some sort of reaction, and then it drops further down until this level. In my opinion, it will not go below this level, meaning price will not reach here before taking the high, meaning this high will be taken before this low is taken. Why? Well, because this low is very strong. It has a ton of liquidity that was consumed here. All of this liquidity was consumed, and it created a very strong low based on, price action. So it's likely to bounce around this area, this fair value gap right here. This is probably the perfect area where it takes this low and combined with the fair value gap, that creates a very strong reaction that pushes the price to the upside. Now that's a potential and the worst case scenario, but in my opinion it will not go there, because we are in a very strong momentum to the upside. And if we are being realistic, price is gonna go, let me remove all these indicators, to the 50% level. If I go here and we take the 50%, this is where price bounces and it goes to the upside. As long as if price shows weakness and starts dropping, it will likely go towards this level where it will start reversing the 3000 level, by the way, which is a very key level. Once it hits here, it will start reversing, and then it will send it to 5000 and more, because price needs to go to a discount first before going to a premium. And by the way, this level that we created is a double top. If this level is not consumed here in the following weeks and it starts consolidating, then it will create the double top, which indicates that, okay, there's a ton of liquidity and we expect a violent reaction. Like here, from this double top to this level, it was like almost $1,000 in price. It was a very aggressive move, $1,000. So here we can expect about $1,000, something around those lines, just based on previous behavior. But when it comes to Ethereum, you always notice that every time it consumes a level at the top, it creates a reaction and it bounces at some key level after liquidity, like this one. After reaching this high, it went all the way to this point here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right after here, it went down here. And then it continued down because it was the bearish season. It started, this was around November, December. So if we take a look at November, December, let's see, that's when we probably are gonna have the new all-time high setup. So this is the level, and we can expect price to bounce around and go all the way there. In the best case scenario though, price will bounce on this level and not go below it, respecting this gap that tells us, okay, price is still bullish and it will continue to go up until it consumes this level. But the fact is, I don't like that we are slowing down here, because if you take a look at this, we were having all positive, all bullish candles until we reached a level like this one, and then it started showing black candles indicating the reversal. So what do we look for? Basically, we are going to pay attention to what happens when price gets to this level. We will try to buy, myself, a person will try to buy at the 4,000 level and go long, and if that fails, then I will consider this level, and this probably will be the strongest level because it's also a breaker here. It's very unlikely that this level fails, so price may get here in September, no, October, and then it goes all the way there to the new all-time high. But if it were for some reason, acting weird, it may go all the way here, and that's definitely gonna hold up. In my opinion, this is unlikely to drop because we haven't finished the year and we gotta go and set up a new high like we've seen in previous seasons. So yeah, at some point maybe here or here, these are the 2 points where you should go long, in my opinion. This is not financial advice, but I will personally go long on this level, 4,000, expecting the 4,000 to hold and targeting to 5,000, or here somewhere after this, or after we reach the 50%, which is 3,000. These are the perfect points. In fact, this area is where you go long, and this is where you go long. In both of those cases, you want to go long. Where you set up your stop loss is up to you, of course, but in my opinion, it makes the most sense. Now, ideally, in a perfect world, we will see more bullish candles and get all the way up here and then continue getting new all-time highs. But that's undecided yet, and the fact that we are slowing down is not a good sign for bullish momentum, at least not for now. So this may take a month or two until it gets here. By the end of September, definitely it should be decided where it will continue to go. If we take a look at previous seasons, as you can see, in September we are creating a new low. September is where price is bearish, and in October then it begins to move all the way to the last push up that determines that price is gonna set up a new all-time high. And yeah, that will be 5,000 or 6,000, somewhere along those lines. So it's very clear to me personally. I will trade it where I will set up a long here at the level 4,000 with a stop loss maybe $500, and until the level 5,000 or 5,000 something, and here at the 3,200 or maybe 3,300, and with a stop loss at 3,000 or 209,000, and then simply wait until it goes all the way here. So this is a quick 2x, a very secure, if you will, 2x, and it will take 1 or 2 months to execute, which is a very good trade in my opinion, because this is very clear based on previous seasons. If you take a look at the 2017, we see that in April there's not much going on. May, July, August here, and September again it's creating a new low. September is a month where you see lows being created, and in the middle of September it starts bouncing up. Now 2017 was a bit different because it didn't reach the all-time high, well, until the end of January or middle of January. So it took November, December and January for it to complete the entire move up, because it wasn't very active here on those months, intermediate months. So I would pay attention to November, December and January, because those are the months where we will want to see all-time highs being created, and that means 5,000 or 6,000. Now I'm not sure how far up it will go, but I will be surprised if it goes above 6,000 in my opinion, because the chart has been very up and down. It wasn't very consistent moving up for the entire year. So Ethereum doesn't look like it wants to create a strong momentum towards the upside. It definitely will not reach 10,000. I can tell you that for sure. Why? Because every bull season is creating lower and lower multipliers from the low to the high, and I don't see it going all the way there, at least not for now, because Bitcoin will reach 140,000 meaning, or maybe 150,000 in price. So Ethereum may go 6, maybe even 7,000 at most, but not much from there. So those are the two levels. I will pay very close attention. This is not financial advice, but this is my analysis, and that's what I think will happen, because September will be the perfect month. Middle of September will be the perfect month for us to enter here long or here, depending on how strong the reaction is to these levels. And once we enter this area, we want to go to the lower time frames, maybe 4 hour, maybe 1 hour, and look for fair value gaps that are consumed and become inverses, like here, which is this fair value gap has been consumed, and it's likely to continue dropping all the way here. So yeah, we'll see. Hope you like this video, and make sure to join my email list, my Telegram group, and subscribe.